Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Shift. I'm Eric. Today I have a special guest from the east side of Africa. Relax, sit back. You know the show, Beyond the Shift. Let's go. My sister, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Why, it's been a minute, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Been a long time, yeah?
I think almost, is it
3 years? Three years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Before we kickstart, let me ask you, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going? I would say for me, it's my relationship with God and my family. Yeah, I would say those two things are like my core, like my relationship with God and trying to be a better person.
That's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
What a way, thank God. What a way. Man, it's good. Okay, now, yeah, I know you, but I don't know you that much.
Oh, okay.
So now, I want the whole world, everyone to like, who is my guest? Like, who is Hariette? Like,
I would say I'm a girl in her late 20s who I'm a very family orientated person. Like I've always grown up around my family. Like we came to Australia when we were in 2004. So I grew up here. Like I don't even remember back home. By the time we had come to Australia, my parents had moved around a lot. So I don't even know. I've never even been to Burundi. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah, it's that bad. But my parents still made sure that because we grew up in Wollongong, which was very, there was not a lot of African people at the time. We grew up around a lot of, Australians. So we didn't speak a lot of our language at schools, but my mom and dad made sure that we understood it and we practiced it. So I would say I would describe myself as a person who is very determined. I try to work really hard, and because of my relationship with God, I try to always try to be kind. I think it's very important how you treat people. I think we kind of had a conversation about bullying, and when I was younger, there was so much people who'd say certain things, and people put you down, and you got to be careful how you speak to people because words are so important. They last, and I think some people when they're talking, they just say whatever comes out of their head, but people keep those words. They keep them, and something makes them insecure. It can make them feel afraid to be who they are. So I think it's very important to be mindful of your words, and I describe myself as a person who goes into the world, and I try to bring light.
Big light.
Yeah, try to make the world a better place. I think it's already dark. You don't need my assistance in that
Better
one.
place like, well, Michael Jackson said?
No, yeah, heal the world. To do my best.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Nah. Wow. What a way of starting the podcast.
Sorry, I think I went deep too quickly.
No. It's okay. I like it. So now let me ask you, you know how you church are like growing up here? Because like it's the same. Like even me came to Australia when I was young. Like, most of our friends, yeah. I faced my own journey. Like for you, yeah, you came here like young. How was like growing up for you in Australia? Growing up in Australia made you be the person who you are now, like the
struggle?
Yeah, the struggle in there.
I would say for me, number one, because the place that we grew up, I didn't always feel like I fit in. I didn't feel like I was always like, I don't belong here, hello. And that's just the thing, because even in the classroom, it'd just be one of me. I'd be like the only African girl in the classroom because we went to a very predominantly white school. So everyone was like white, and then there would be me. And then I also would not be able to connect with people who are African at times because, I have my own I'm a little crazy. I'm doing kind of crazy. But I have my own personality. And so some people, because of growing up here, it kind of made me the person that I am. But I would say that the struggles came from not feeling like I belonged anywhere. Like I always felt like, I don't know. Where do I? Because sometimes I would hang out with certain people that would be like, oh my gosh, Harriet, you don't have enough culture. Yeah. And then someone would be like, Harriet, you're too much culture. I'm like, where do I belong? So I feel like that was a struggle. And also because within the line of work that I do, a lot of the time I'm the only person of color. So, and not only being that, I'm a woman as well. So sometimes that comes with that struggle. But I would say that my experience growing up here, I'm very grateful. Like, I don't think my life would ever be the way that it is if it wasn't the fact that my parents, God brought us here. So I'm very thankful. I've had my struggles, but I think you can have struggles everywhere. But I'm glad that my struggles were in a place with Medicare.
Okay. So how did you try to manage those struggles? How did you try to fit in? What are the things that you do for you to fit in?
I think one thing that kind of helped me was realizing that you can't fit in. Like, God did not create me to fit in. The moment you try to be someone you're not, you will never succeed. Like, that's the one thing I've learned. And every time you try to run someone else's race, you will always fail because that's not what you were designed to do. And when people hire me, they hire me because I could do it. And so I think one of the things is your brain will lie to you and be like, you don't deserve to be here. You're not smart enough. Like, because of course these people can sometimes put you down, try to, be like, oh, you don't do this. Like, if you work within a corporate setting, people will try to put you down all the time. But I think I've always realized that I'm not gonna fit in. Like, I'm not gonna fit in, and every time I've tried to fit in, I become someone I'm not. Like I'm meant to stand out. Every person in this world is created to be themselves. And the moment you try to be someone else or do things the way someone else does it, I think you set up yourself for failure because it's not you, and then you become inauthentic. So you're pretending, and then when you're pretending, then people are like, oh, she's a lie, she's a fake.
Nah, okay. So now, if I'm gonna ask you, like, okay, every now and then, every month, every week, people migrate. Yeah, there's a kid now in Japan, in anywhere, try to do the same thing, migrate to like maybe Australia or Canada or anywhere. With you, how can you advise someone for them to like belong to fit into a new place they're going to?
I would say when you get to a new place, it's about connection. People don't understand that. Doesn't matter your color, doesn't matter anything. There's a human connection. Everybody has that human thing. I use humor, like I like to make people laugh to connect. So I find something that we both find funny because it doesn't matter what you are, everybody loves to laugh. So find that connection. And then you also, for example, you're both at school. Like if it's at school, everyone's at school. So you can talk about school. You find things that you both can connect with. Like any space that you're in, if you're a human being and someone else is a human being, you're going to find something to connect to. And I think people focus on all the things that we do not understand about each other compared to all the things that we have similarities. Like, even if I met a girl and I'd be like, oh, hey, love your hair. Oh, most women like to do their hair. That's a starter. I don't know, like even if you're a guy, I don't know, talk about shoes. I don't know what men talk about, but you find something. There's something you can start off a conversation. And so when you're coming here, it's about like realizing your culture is still important. You can't forget where you're from. Like the point is you are different. You come from a different culture, but it's important to, use that as an advantage, not to look at yourself as, oh, I'm different, but look at it as in, oh, I get to be different. Like people don't know where Burundi is. Let me tell you, most people, they're like, where's Burundi? I'm like, guys, the map. But people don't know where Burundi is. But it's something I use to start off conversation. Like for me, I'd be like, oh, I came to Australia. I'm from Burundi. People are like, where is Burundi? I'm like, did you know that Burundi is this and this? Then I start a conversation about that and I get to express myself on that. So I would say when you're trying to fit in or trying to acclimate into a new culture, the best thing for you to do is, I would say, be yourself and find that human connection. Find the one thing that connects you instead of divides you or makes you feel different.
Wow, what advice. Connection. What about if there's no network? What about there's no network?
There's no network. Well, I hope you live where there's network because without internet, imagine. But I think it's easy to start off there. And it means like, I don't understand a lot of people, but I always think like, what is that human connection? And this also comes from I would say a spiritual sense, because I'm Christian, I have to bring God into everything. But like, I believe that God created us out of all like love. Like there's, no matter how different you are, if you always try to find people from love, you always find that connection. So I would say that.
100%, guys, connection. Because like, I totally because same thing as me. When I moved here, because of my started school, then I was like watching myself, like back in Africa, my family, my friends, they understand me now. Now it's a new journey.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, in my head, how am I gonna connect with these people? What am I gonna do? It's like I start all over again. So one of my best advice came from a teacher. It was like, if you want to succeed in Australia, you have to find something that can make you belong. So then what I started like going with the boys, being around them, because like, the English language, you try to understand,
Yeah, it takes time.
So they was talking about sports, rugby league, all this stuff, but I don't know, because the only thing I know is football, soccer.
Not rugby league?
Not rugby league. So, but for me to connect to these guys, I have to listen to what they're saying. Then I will go home. By then, Foxtel.
Oh, I love Foxtel.
So I would sit there, like after school.
Watch rugby.
Some people, like some of the boys, they went like library and stuff. But me, by then, because I'm trying to
find that connection. So
my library back there was Foxtel.
I'm not gonna lie, Foxtel helped me too. I learned a lot because I'd watch the TV shows. A lot of the way, like And I know when you said about your stuttering. For me, I used to always like be overthinking about how I speak. And sometimes when you're stuttering, it's because your brain is like, you're thinking too much of what you're gonna say. So by the time you say it, you're stressed. Your body is stressed. So it's like, what am I gonna say next? And so for me, what I tend to do, I would say with like trying to speak and all this type of stuff, because I would like to say I speak very well now, but I would listen to people who I want to speak like. Like you were talking about Foxtail, I'd always watch people who I like. I love an inspirational woman. Oprah Winfrey, hello. Michelle.
Dr. Phil. Yeah,
Dr. Phil, yeah. Every person, I would listen to the way that they talk. People don't understand, like, whatever you want to do, you have to learn from it. Like, you can't, like you said, soccer. I don't know anything about sports. That's not my field. But I'm saying, like, if you want to be a soccer player, you learn how the best soccer players play. Like, you learn from them. So if you want to learn how to talk or learn how to, speak English, and sometimes, because you can be inspired, it doesn't mean changing who you are, but there's things that you can do to be like, oh, I like that. Maybe I would like to speak like that. So for me, I've always been like that. I would listen to people. I'd listen to how they speak. If someone said a word I couldn't understand, dictionary, and I'm not embarrassed to be like, oh, I don't know that word. I will keep it. I'll go home. I'll research it. Be like, can you put this in a sentence? How does this, I'll practice. I try to do it with my siblings. Do it at home before you go out.
Now I feel that.
And then that helps. So I feel like it's all about confidence and just learning. Your brain learns differently. This is one thing I was saying to my brother and my sisters. I have younger siblings. That the fact that not everyone thinks the same. We're not all the same people. I think I mentioned that before. We are all different. And I think some people will be like, because everyone learns like this, you must learn like this. Not true. Because for me, I love TV. I love visuals. That's how I learn. I learn from watching other people. Sometimes I learn from like listening. And some people, they learn from writing down and reading their books, not me, okay? So I feel like it's about encouraging anybody to try to find what works for you, and then, because it doesn't matter if that works for someone else, your brain doesn't understand it, because your brain's like, what is this? This is too much words for me. But if you put on like a podcast or you listen to a video, your brain can understand that information much easier, I would say.
The funny thing, like yesterday I was having a conversation with my mates. I was working, so I was trying to explain to him something. We have like a free flow conversation, but because I was so eager to say something to him, I was so stressed out, Then the stuttering, like, I was like, oh, not
your
again.
Your body, he started caused by stress.
He looked at me and said, guy, relax.
And then you said it.
Then I was like, it's like, you're my man, bro.
There you go. You gotta stress the bones. And I feel like people love African culture, but sometimes our culture can be like, we make fun of things that shouldn't be made fun of. Like, for example, if someone says they have a stuttering problem, or let's say a reading problem, because there's other things like dyslexia, and some people can't see the words. It's not even them doing it. Their brain doesn't see the words the way you see words. Even with stuttering. So I think it's taking away that stigma that like it's embarrassing or something's wrong with you, because realistically, it's not that something's wrong with you. Sometimes it can be stress. Your body doesn't know how to let itself relax. So you've got to teach yourself how to relax. Well, someone else, it may come naturally. For you, it may be something you have to work on, but it doesn't mean like you're less intelligent or less able to talk or have a conversation. So I don't like when people do that. So if you do that, give people their space.
Nah, like, what you just said, like what we're discussing, we don't have that in school back home. People don't treat that in school back home, Like for me, when I see my cousins, like the way they speak, the way I speak, because no one can like explain to me why you sound this, why you sound different. Just like what you said, they were just like laughing at you, all this stuff, But when we migrate to Australia, you have like the facilities there. You have someone who specializes on this, specializes on that. Because in our African community now here in Australia, we have families, their kids are going to different things in life, but because of the knowledge, they don't have it, then they're too scared to like ask Mr. A, Mr. B, what can I do? So what they just, keep it. Then that kid inside
is failing.
It's failing.
Yeah, well, I feel like in order for you to, I talk to my sisters, so if I refer them to a lot, they're my friends. You say your mates, these are my mates. I would say that for me, I was talking to my sister about the idea that when people are having conversations, like, people have this idea, okay, I'm scared, I can't do this, I can't do that. But they don't realize that if you want someone to succeed, they need support. We weren't created to be alone. And I know nowadays everyone wants to be by themselves, but it's the people around you who help you to thrive. If your parents know that you've got a problem, and instead of them making you embarrassed about it, making you feel ashamed, they put things in place really young. When you're young, they'd be like, okay, we can see you've got a thing, but it's not something to be embarrassed about. They relax you when you're talking. They talk to you slowly. By the time you get older, you've already put these things in skills that when you're starting to feel like you're starting or something's happening, your brain's like, I've got this, my parents, I need to calm down. I'm not relaxed. You learn about yourself. And I think because sometimes parents don't create the space for people to, not even parents, society doesn't create the space for people to learn about themselves. By the time they go out there, the world just, destroys them because they there's no growth, So I would say even at home, parents not that I'm a parent, I know you have a child. The rest of us who don't have kids, for those who do have children, it's about when kids are young, the confidence you put in them. If you don't make something feel embarrassing, it doesn't matter what other people say, because they'll be like, I can come home and talk to my parents, they will encourage me, Because if you have a child who, let's say they struggle with school, that's another thing I've been thinking about. If a child struggles in school, it doesn't mean that they're dumb. It just means that their brain is not meant for school. They can still go through high school, do all that, but I wouldn't see the point of pushing my child to go to higher education. They don't even enjoy it because they're not going to do nothing with that paper. I've got my degree, but I will say that if I didn't enjoy it, if it was not something I was going to use, it would be a waste of money. So it's about encouraging people where they're at and seeing what they can do and pushing them. Being like, look, you've got this is where you're meant to go, because I don't think God will tell you who you're supposed to be by the gifts he gives you.
100%.
So I think some people don't connect those gifts. If you don't understand school, I don't think God's trying to tell you to be a teacher. I'm just saying, you can be, but it may be, he may use your, maybe your situation, maybe you teach kids about stuttering and you're able to educate students like that, but you gotta know what you're good at and what you're not good at, and sometimes push into what you're good at. And maybe you can always work on what you're not good at, but sometimes you're good at something because that's probably where God is trying to tell you, this is your lane,
this is your lane.
This is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, 100%. So now I want to shift to somewhere, yeah? Let's shift, yeah? I know, you didn't grow up in Burundi. Yeah?
I didn't.
But I want to know, how do you connect to your roots? The Burundi, the East African, the vibe, the language.
Vibes,
Yeah.
First of all, in Burundi we speak Kirundi, and because my parents, my mom also, and my father, because they traveled a lot, they also speak, my mom speaks Kinyarwanda as well as Kirundi. So the thing is, for me, I can only speak Kirundi very, very well when I'm angry. Can you imagine? If you want, my grandfather will say it, because if I can speak Kirundi to my siblings who speak around it all the time, but for the language to really flow, if it's not outside of my family, I have to be angry, because then I'm not thinking about it. It's the whole thing about thinking. So for me, I really think it's important to learn your language. And I know it's not always possible for everybody. My sisters cannot speak it, but they can hear it. And I think it's important to stay. And I remember when people used to come early, and when everyone was coming to Australia, they'd be like, oh, I can't speak my language. And I'd be like, you should be embarrassed. I'm so sorry. Because you need to learn it. It's how you connect your, for me, even though I've never been to Burundi, I take the time to learn about my culture. My dad taught, he'd play all these Burundian songs, Kidumu Hello. He would play all these songs. And my dad very much made it important that we are Burundians. I am very much Nakuritumana, that's my last name. I'm very much from my culture. And for me, it's something, as I get older, I'm more proud to be Burundian, I take the time, I know this is kind of weird, but I'll listen to videos or watch vlogs. I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm very much a YouTube person. YouTube is fun because it's quick and I can skip.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would say YouTube is my thing. So I watch a lot of Kirundi, people who live in Burundi, their vlogs. My mom watches a lot of their interviews as well, because people don't support their countries. People back home are doing a lot of good things. You got to find within your country, there are people who are doing stuff, and you can find it on YouTube because they will post it there. It's more accessible for everybody. So I try to watch those things, and I try to make sure that I keep the spirit of Burundi alive everywhere I go. I'm I'm Burundian.
That's cool. Because I know you from there, yeah. We know each other, yeah. I got to know more about Burundi. I don't know. Maybe you see this guy. There's this guy that used to live in Western Australia. He's a builder. So he went to Burundi back home. He's a musician. So he dropped everything, went back to Burundi, started building houses.
Yeah, I think I might know this guy.
Yeah, so
I've heard of him from my dad. My dad keeps up with the people.
So that's how I came across his video. Then I was like, oh, okay, let me watch then the things he's doing.
Building.
I hope one day I'm gonna get you on my channel, so we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Another Burundian.
Yeah, so that's how I know much about Burundi, watching. But he's doing good. He started from nothing. Now, man, he's building houses for people that live outside of Burundi. They contacted him, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's
Burundi we're nice people. I would say.
How you say?
Amakuru.
Amakuru.
That's
so
what you say.
So how do you say welcome to Beyond the Shift?
Okay. Do you want me to embarrass myself on your podcast? This will need more preparation.
Okay.
6 months in advance.
Okay, guys, we'll come back.
I would say it, but I don't want to be roasted.
Yeah?
Let me keep that by myself.
All good. Okay, now, the corporate job, man.
Oh, the corporate job.
Yeah, was this something when you're growing up, I see myself in the office. I see myself pushing,
typing.
No, before we go to the corporate job, what was your first job though?
My first job, guys, I've done it all. First job that I did, I worked for a family daycare.
Oh, okay.
Family daycare. I don't know does anyone still do family daycare?
So
some people,
I know someone, yeah.
But this is when family daycare was popping back in the day. And I worked for my mother in her office.
Okay.
I worked for my mom.
My first job was because you know how year 10 you have to do work experience.
Work experience, what were you doing?
Food shop.
Really?
Food shop, yeah. So you have to I got a week to find experience job, yeah. So I was roaming around
trying to find it.
I still have more time. Then the school coordinator, you need to get this done. So I was working in Kempsey.
Oh.
So then I saw this food shop. I was like, bro, I still go to school, blah blah blah. I have this thing to do. So brother, just come. Wow, that was the beginning. The guy go there, hardworking, loves what I do. It was a family business though. So this guy every Saturday after you finish, he'll give you a box of mango, mixed fruits.
Oh, that's very nice.
So I would take 2, one from home, then one for the boys.
Okay, these boys are getting special treatment. Who are these boys?
So that was my first job. Then moved to Kmart. Yeah. Well,
okay. I remember I interned. The one that I did for work is I was going to become a dentist. And I did work experience as a dentist. I've never fallen asleep so quickly. I fell asleep every day in that office. And I said, this is not my calling. Because I was like, dentists make good money, Number one, everything that has to do with dentists was a problem. This woman came in, she was beautiful, she took out her teeth. I said, woo, too much for me. I said, not doing that again. So I was like, dentistry, not for me. So I was like, what am I gonna do? And I remember when I was studying, especially in high school, senior year, I was like, Lord, none of this makes sense to me. Because I like a lot of different things, but I wouldn't say I was when I tell you I'm very bad at maths, the only money I know is the money in my account. I can only calculate my pay slip. There's nothing else. Very, very bad at maths. And science, let's not even discuss. I could understand a little history maybe there. So I remember when we were doing at HSC, I was just doing a lot of art subjects. So they don't really rank very well if you want to go to uni. So I remember at the time, they were doing something a program during after school for students. So I remember I signed up to do that because I was like, I want to do fun subjects. I don't want to stress myself. So I ended up doing that thing, which kind of helped me get my early entry. So I got early entry and then I went to university after. And then when I was doing university, I was a student. I would call myself a fake student because the way I was just enjoying there. Because if you go to uni, if you fail a subject, you have to redo it and they charge you money. And if you don't drop out at a certain point, they charge you money for that. I said, I'm not living here with a bill. Every time I would check the dates. If I didn't want to do a subject, I'd drop out early. Or I'd be like, I'm not doing that till I'm ready because you're not taking my money. One thing about me, we're counting the dollars. So I remember I was doing uni, but I was and everyone would do their own things. People would do, everyone was like, oh, Hariette, you're only doing one subject this semester. What are you doing? I said, I'm doing it at my own pace. I told my parents, I was like, I'm going to do communications. My parents said, huh? What is communications? Can you even get a job in that? I said, let me be. That's the thing with me. I try to do things at my own pace. I'm not in any race with anybody. I'm not in competition with anybody. If I fail in peace. You know, some people, because they like competing, like they feel stressed when they fail. I wasn't failing because who was with me? Nobody.
Nobody.
And people would laugh at me too. They'd be like, Harry, what are you doing? Like, my parents would be like, Harry, what are you doing? Where's the degree? I was like, just leave. Just wait on it. Like, wait for me to do it. And I remember, for me, I like to pray a lot. So I told God, like, in high school, I wrote down what I wanted. I said, God, I want to go to uni. I want to do this. I want to do that. I wrote it down. Like, I was very detailed. I still have the book till this day. And I told God what I wanted, and I just let it go. Like, I was like, okay, it is what it is. If I fail, I fail. Who cares? Who's going to come shoot me? So I went to uni, did my thing, graduated at my own pace. And then at the time when I graduated, I was so surprised because in my last couple of years, it was good for us to get an internship. So I ended up interning. I got an internship at ABC, Wollongong. So, and they were like picking a lot of students from our class, had signed up for it. And I was like, why am I going to even bother signing up? Like, there's so many people who are going to get it. And I remember this lady who was my professor, she ended up liking me because I would answer all these questions and she'd be like, Harry, you're a thinker. And I said, oh, thank you. And she was part of, I don't know if you guys, there's a show on SBS called The Drum.
I think I've saw you.
The Drum, yeah. So I ended up signing, she told me, she recommended I sign up. I signed up, and I remember there's this show called The Drum. She was a producer on it. And she was like, Hariette, can I have your details? Maybe I can get you on this show. Like when I was at uni. I said, what did I say in this class that made this woman want to get me on a thing? But it was little things. Like I always believe God puts little things in your life to show you where he's going to take you. Like you shouldn't miss those people. And I believe people are like people think they're going to see angels. You're not. It's people who God sends to make your life easier. So I've had a lot of people in my life who've opened the door for me. So I remember I did that. Then I was working at a disability service, which is where I met Eric. And then we were there. I was working, doing my little admin business, you know, trying to make my dollars during COVID. And I was still studying. So I was still studying and working. I've always been studying and working. That's the thing with me. I've always had a job because ain't no money there.
No money, yeah.
You need to get the dollars, guys. You gotta work hard. So I remember I did that, and then after that, while I was there, I got a job. I applied. I was applying everywhere. I don't know why people don't apply for every job. I apply for everything, whether I'm qualified, unqualified, none of my business. I'm just sending my resume. It doesn't kill, like, what are they gonna do? So I ended up sending my resume, and I got a job at Citibank. I was working at Citibank. They were looking for someone for a contracted thing to then, like, for a short period of time because NAB was buying them, whatever. I was one of the youngest people they hired there, and I was like, oh, great. My money is going up, guys. I remember when I left my admin job, I said, guys, see you later. God bless, you know, see you at the top. I left that, and then I was working there for a little bit, and then my next job, I worked for A&P Bank. But I worked part of the advice part of that bank. And mind you, they hired me. I was very unqualified for that job as well. They were looking for someone more senior. But when I had my interview with that woman, I said, I did what I could do. I said, number one, I love to learn. And I just spoke. I think people don't understand that being humble takes you a long way. Like being humble and having a good attitude and being able to work with people makes people give you chances when they wouldn't. And of course, prayer helps as well. So I remember, I was like, I don't have the skills, but guess what? I can work hard, and I learned really quickly, and I told her all the things I could do, and I said, you know, if you hire me, you won't regret it. And so she hired me, and I was the youngest in that team. Because it was a part of the financial advice team, I think I was like, the youngest person there was like 37. I was in my early 20s. So, I was the youngest. And a lot of that time, I didn't know what I was doing. And some people would my boss was really good with me because she saw me and she was really kind to me. And that's what I say about God putting people in your life. Because she was so kind, and the way she was opened that door for me. Then I met another lady, and she was so kind to me. She became my mentor. She was like, Hariette, I see this in you. She left that job, but she would still call me. She lives in Melbourne. She'd still call me to this day to be like, Hariette, update your resume. You need to find other jobs. Mind you, this woman owes me nothing. She would just talk to me. And I would credit that to the favor of God. Like, people don't play. Like, my dad, he always told us, he's like, even if you're not qualified or whatever, nothing beats favor from God, because
100%.
hard work, everyone works hard. Do you know how many hardworking people I know who work day and night and never have fruits of that labor? Because it's not about how much work you do, it's also by the favor of God. You've got to put the work in. I'm not saying be lazy, but favor and hard work together, beautiful combination. So I always want to work hard. And that's the thing about me, I work really hard. And I don't like people telling me I can't do something. Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Okay.
If you come and say, Harry, you will never, I say, give me 3 months, give me a year. It doesn't matter how long I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And I remember even when people would tell me, oh, Hariette, your grades, I don't know if you're gonna do it. I said, give me, wait. Because number one, I've got God on my side, and number two, I'm gonna work. I can guarantee I'm gonna work. And so after that, I started working for a politician, and then I'm on my job that I am now. And I never saw myself doing those things. But what I wanted to do was I told God, I want to be great. I want to be something. And I know some people will be like, girl, get married, have some kids. Yeah. Okay? Which is lovely. That's part of the plan. Okay. But I'm saying fruits of that labor. My mom used to love, all the women love to read Proverbs 31 to the ladies. Be a woman. But she was a hardworking woman. She was a woman who brought something to the table. And that's what I want to be. I work hard. And it's not because I think sometimes when you work hard, people they start trembling. They're like, oh my God, she's so high maintenance. Meanwhile, I'm the cheapest person you know. But I think it's more in the sense of, I want my life to mean something. God created me as an individual first. I'm a human being. That means, what can I bring to this world when I die? I don't, and I have no desire to be famous or well known, but I want people who know me to be like, wow, that was one hardworking girl. My mom, she was always working. We came to Australia, she got a job. She was always working, always making money. My parents have always been a team. They work together. It's not one success over the other. They are a team. Both of them should be successful. And so for me, even in corporate, I just told God I wanted to be something. And that looks different. I don't know where God's going to take me 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever.
You'll take you somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, but I believe that I'm going to go somewhere. I'm meant to be in high places. Not because of anything, but because I believe, if someone else can do it, why can't I? We were created by one God, hello? And if he can bless them, why can't he bless me? And it's not that I want someone else's blessing, but I believe God has my own blessings. And that's why I choose to stay in my lane. Stay in my lane and keep typing. Wow. That's a long way to kind of say it, but yeah, that's practically the journey, I would say.
You said all this, yeah? At what point you tell yourself, this corporate thing I want to do? When did you realize this is the thing for me?
I don't think I ever realized that. I don't even think I've realized it now. I'm also the type of person, I pray for opportunities. I pray for the right doors. And that's the thing. Even the job I have now, I had 2 job offers at the same time. I said, what are we going to do, girlie? Trembling. I was but I prayed about it. I prayed about it, I said, God, open the door. Even with my last job when I was working for a politician, at the time, I still had my other job. And I said, God, I'm just gonna apply what you're gonna do, sue me, I put my foot in there, but I tell God, if it works, it's because you want me there. I try to limit myself and be like, I can't do that, I can't do this. With corporate especially, a lot of people don't aim for it because they're like, they won't give me the job, I don't have the qualification. But the thing that helped me, I shortened my name on my resume. My last name is 13 letters. I shortened it. Kade. This is just a tip. If you want to get it, because they're not going to look at it. With my resume, when you do apply for a role, I think it's important to understand that there's a lot of people who, especially when you graduate, there's a lot of people graduating. So you've got to have things that make you different. For example, me doing my internship meant that on my paper, I had some type of experience within the field. So you've got to go out there. You can't be like, I've got my degree. No, you've got to actually find things to support that degree. So I definitely did that. And then I also think that when it comes to finding myself in those spaces, I would go for opportunities, I'd look for jobs. I'd apply for everything. I mean everything. Job Seeker, Indeed, everything. Had seen Harry and Botswana on that page. There's no, and I would apply for everything. I'd be like, okay, whoever's gonna call me, one person has to call me. And then there'd always be those people that would call me after hundreds and hundreds of applications.
Okay. Let's touch on this quickly, yeah? Because I know everything in life, there's ups and downs, there's challenges, yeah? With your corporate space, yeah? What are the challenges you face? You as a woman of faith, how did you manage overcome that? Yeah.
I'd say when it comes to the challenges, I would say I faced like people not believing in me. Some people would be like, oh, why she's here? Like, you know, especially because I was young in most of the roles I did. I was like one of the youngest ones. People would be like, oh, why'd you get her? Like, especially as a woman of color, hello? They're like, why is she here? Like, you could have hired this person. So people can underestimate me a lot. And that's the challenges you face because you have to do double the work sometimes with people underestimating you and having stereotypes. And sometimes you can experience like people being racist, all these little things. Most people of color in Australia experience that. Like, it's just what it's like. Whether you work on a job site or you work in an office, and people are people, they're just all crazy. But maybe just, I'm in a suit, they're yelling at me in a suit. So I would say those are the challenges that I would face. But as a woman of faith, and I still face those challenges today, which is like feeling like an imposter and being like, oh Lord, what am I doing here? Am I even smart enough for this job? They wouldn't give it to you if there was someone else who was more qualified than you. You're not that special. Like, they would give it to somebody who's qualified. If they've given you that job, it's because they know you can do it. It's because they trust that you can do it. For me, being a person of faith, I've had to tell myself, like, anywhere I go, there is nobody bigger than God. If no man can close the door that God has opened. You may underestimate me, but guess what? You didn't give me this job, God gave me this job. I believe that. Like, shout out to all the employers. Okay, I know you take my name, but I think you can't get something unless God gives it to you. That it has to come through something. So even when a job goes wrong, I know God's like, Hariette, it's time for you to move on. So I never look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as in God's leading me a different way. He's always preparing what's best for me. And I think it can be scary when you're trying to be like, Lord, where's the money?
Where's the money?
The dollars are few. But I've always believed that He's leading the way. And my job is just to be responsible to having a good relationship with God and being mindful of how I act and treat people. If I'm doing my job properly, I'm coming on time. And it's also important to have a good reputation at work. Like, some people don't care. It's important to treat everybody with kindness. It's important to respect people. It's important to come on time. It's important to dress well. All of these things, even when you have a little bit of mistake here and there, they're like, wow, Hariette, even though she's always lovely, she's always positive. Every job I've left, they were like, Harry, you're the most positive, keep smiling. And it's not like I don't have problems, but when I'm at work, I'm at work. My home life is my home life. Yeah. You've got to separate those two, and you've got to be professional at all times, because people, when you are different, people look at you extra. They're waiting to see if you make a mistake. So you've got to cover yourself in all areas. Be on time, be responsible, be someone people can count on. I always like to say, I want to be a woman of my word. I know people like to be a man of your word. For me, a woman of my word, if I say I'm going to do this, I will do it. Even if it takes me time. And if I can't do it, I will explain to you why I cannot do it. But I have to be a woman of my word. It is very important to me. That's what I would say.
Oh, wow. Guys, listen. Hope you guys are taking notes. Okay, now here, you touch on something where I was going, dress up, all this, you have to look good, yeah? I keep seeing you, the content thing, but hey guys, today I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, guys, you know? One of the posts I like is, I think when you went to Bali.
Oh, is this when I went to Bali with my sister?
Yeah, I was like, okay, Bali, guys, this is what I'm gonna wear, it's my birthday. So, how did you put together the corporates, the content, and the woman of faith? I
would say when I do, for example, my corporate content, I started it because I didn't see a lot of girls, like African girls working in corporate. If they did, I didn't see them. Okay. I was the only one in my office. So I was like, I wanted to represent. Like, I wanted to also put myself out there to be like, oh, when I look back on it, I can be like, when I started this job, this is how I felt. So sometimes I still look at my videos and be like, oh, I remember when I was in that office trembling, you know, scared. It's for me to look back on. It's like a little video diary of my journey. And I also wanted to be like, to show other girls out there that they're not the only ones in the office. Like, we're all having the same experience, whether I'm African or not. All of us, when you're starting out your career, we're all scared. We're all doing all of these things. And me being a woman of faith, faith is not something I put on and off. For me, it's not something I'm like, church on Sunday, you know, wild on Monday. For me, you know, we love those, you know. For me, it's who I am, and I very, very much don't like to switch. I'm a woman of faith. I've decided to be a woman of faith, and I hope that my faith is in every aspect of my life. Did I say I'm perfect now? If you see me go crazy. But I'm saying, like, it's just something that's part of me. So I don't have to turn it off and turn it on. If I'm gonna do a video, of course God's gonna come up. If you're gonna talk to me, of course God's gonna come, because God's a part of my life. He's actively working on my life. I'm not turning off and on. So that's why sometimes if I'm doing content and faith comes out, that's because that's me. And I try to be myself at all times. If I'm traveling with my sister, I love clothes. I love looking nice. So, and my sister loves looking nice. So when we go, I like to share things, and because I don't like to waste a lot of money on clothes, I like to live within a budget. Nowadays, you can feel pressure to be like, oh, everyone's got to design a bag or they're dressing a certain way. I need to go. There's this thing I've heard Nigerians like to say, which is like, cut your cloth according to your size. They like to say. I love that saying, cut your cloth according to your size. For me, I know one day I'll make a lot of money. But until then, I'm fine wearing my little cheap things, you know? And it's okay to normalize that you can still look cute and be yourself. And I've always said I'd rather people think I have no money and I have money than people think I have money and I'm a brokey at home. So I very much keep that in mind. And so my content is about me as a person, which means I love working. I'm very much a career girl. I want to be something, so I'm going to work hard. So I show people that, but I also like to look nice because I'm a girl, so I love to look cute. But I also love to spend time and represent my faith with everything that I do. So God will always come up. Like, you can't spend more than 15 minutes with me without God being like, hello.
Hello.
She loves Jesus.
Okay.
Specifically.
Now, before we end up here, let me ask you this. I know you say you're a woman of faith, yeah? What the faith have done for you?
I consider God my friend, and I don't know many people, but I got like saved. I'll say saved because, you know, there's many gods out there. I'm talking about Jesus, okay? I got saved really young, and when I got saved, my relationship with God kept me stable. Everyone has their thing. For me, it was my mental health. I dealt with depression. I have anxiety, not currently, but sometimes I'll have anxiety. And God was my friend. Like, I learned to communicate with God. And then I took God out of, like, my parents, I grew up in a Christian family, but God became God for me. Like, who is God for Hariette? I always refer to like Bible stories. I love the Bible, so I talk about the stories of the Bible. There was a story of like Abraham and how God called him and said like, leave your family, come follow me. And right now we have a Bible. Like, we have Bibles that we read, but Abraham didn't have no Bible. It was a voice that told him, come, like, leave everything you know, follow me. Yeah. And so he had to trust that voice, and that voice is still here. Like, because I know some people that will be like, the Bible doesn't say this, so I can get away with it. That's because you're trying to find black and white, trying to follow rules all the time. It's about building that relationship, which means that even if it doesn't, God will talk to me about how I treat people. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm gossiping or I'm being rude, I'm speaking bad of another person, oof, my heart will go on fire. I'll hear a voice. And like in me, it'll be like, that's not what you're meant to do. That's not who you are. So for me, my faith has made me the person I am today. Like, it corrects me when I don't need correction. Because I think sometimes when you grow up, people watching you feel like, well, they need to tell me this, my parents need to tell me that. But when you have a relationship with God, no one needs to tell you anything because it guides you. Like, I try to be a good person because I believe God created me to do good things. I wouldn't be the person that I am without God because He leads me everywhere I go and He allows me to see people as human beings. Like, it's not even about the whole Christian thing, because I know sometimes people are like, religious this, but no, it's about the fact that my relationship with God has allowed me to see people as human beings. Because God is love, I have to be love. I have to have compassion, I have to have care. And any person that says they love God and doesn't have care and doesn't care for other people and doesn't want to do good, I don't know what book you're reading. I think you might need to do another one, because your life, people shouldn't see me and be like, oh my God, based on how I'm just like, oh, what a Christian woman. People should see the way I act, whether you're Christian or not Christian. People should see the way that I act, the way I treat people, and be like, wow, there's something about it. And then you ask me about my faith and I tell you I'm Christian. But it should be the way that I'm living that should speak louder than me yelling at you about a Bible or, you know, that I'm reading. It should be my life. And I try to be that person. And so my faith has made me a woman who I would say tries to be consistent in every area, because I'm not trying to please people, I'm trying to please God. And He's the one who like writes my story. So okay. I hope that kind of makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
Thank you.
Okay, now there, from where you were before to where you are now, what legacy do you want to leave?
Oh, that's good. I would say I want to leave a legacy of being a woman of compassion and kindness. I want to leave a legacy of someone to be like, Hariette made me like better. And I think even when I watch people don't realize that people are dealing with mental health every day. You don't know, you could be the last person that sends somebody off to be like, oh, I want to harm myself, I don't want to live anymore. So I think it's important how we exist, you know, how you treat people, how you think. So I want to be known for and also the hard work that I do. And I say this with all truth, I do not want to be a billionaire. I think it takes a lot of ethical people. Billionaires have to do a lot of a little dodgy things to make that money a lot of the time. I want to leave, I would say, wealth in my legacy, you know, in the sense that I work hard, there's principles there that anybody could follow. Like, I would hope that people would see me and be like, oh my gosh, Hariette is a hardworking person. Anything she puts her mind to, she does it. I don't think you should limit yourself because, other people have done this, you can't do it. You can do anything. If you want to do it, you should be able to do it. And so I feel like that's the legacy I want to leave behind, is if I want it, I can get it.
Wow. What a legacy, what a legacy. Okay, now, before we round up, yeah? So everything we discussed, everything you said, everything you've been through, if you're gonna advise a young woman growing up, wanna be like you, but it doesn't have to be a woman, like the youth in general.
Yeah,
because nowadays we see our youths here, they go in different paths, yeah? Which that's why for me, I do this, because like when I was growing up, there's none of this, yeah? But now I want them to be like, oh yeah, Uncle Eric, or this guy beyond the shift, he done this, like, you know, he has someone that talk about this.
Yeah.
What advice would you give?
I would say the advice that I would give is learn who you are. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in like what people think of us, what everyone thinks, but you need to slow down. You need to take some moment, get to know who you are. Like, you know, like when people say your personality, it comes from personal. It's something that's individualized to you. You know, you have your own fingerprint. No matter how, even if you're a twin, you are still an individual, you know? So get to know who that person is, what you like, what you don't like, what you think is important. Because when you let other people tell you who you are, you do what other people do. So if they are going rubbish, if they decide to destroy their lives, here you are, you're destroying your life. If they decide to be like wild, you're wild. No, you need to figure out who you are. What do you define as success? What do you define as a good life, you know? Because when you figure that out, blinders, it's like you get focused and you're like, I'm gonna put my head down, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get to that place. And I love a vision board. I'm the crazy person who's cutting photos out, writing words. I write it everywhere. There's a verse that says like, people without a vision, they perish, you know? Because you don't have vision for your life. Everything's in here. And love the brain, but it's too much going on in there.
Yeah.
You need to like write it down. You need to have a vision for your life. And you need to say, no matter what other people, even if my friends decide, even if people laugh at me, even if people say I'm too slow, I'm not going at the right time, I know where I'm going. I have a vision. And of course, with prayer, that God makes that more clear to you. But you need to get to know yourself, get to know who you want to be, and write it down. And you can do anything you put your mind to, whether you have an issue with if you're not good at school, or maybe you're awkward, whatever. Everybody has something that they're carrying.
Yeah.
Figure it out, and then don't let it be an excuse to stop you from going somewhere. Don't let it be like, oh Lord, I can't do this because I'm this. No, you should sit down and be like, I'm going to succeed even harder despite of my problems. Every time I've had a struggle and my mental health was really bad, I would say, even though I have anxiety, I'm going to be great in spite of it. And it meant that when I did something, I could be more proud because I did it not easily. I worked really hard to get there. So I would say that that's the case. Get to know yourself, get to know who God thinks you are, like who God created you to be. And I think everything else will fall into place. Like everyone has a purpose in this life. God created you for something. And don't let people tell you nonsense because people are crazy. Like don't listen to people, learn to listen to God and learn to listen to that voice. And you'll get to where you need to go.
Wow, what a advice. Thank you. Okay, man, I appreciate you dropping down, man. I appreciate you, sister. But before I let you go, I got a twist to Beyond the Shift now, where it's called Shift or Keep.
Okay, shift or keep.
Yeah. So I will ask you a few questions, If you feel like I need to move to this next stage, that's your shift.
Shift.
Or I need to keep this, I will stay with.
Okay, keep.
Yeah, so
okay. Okay, I can play.
Let's go.
Game.
So now, let me ask you this, okay? 9 to 5.
Shift or keep?
Yeah,
I'm going to keep my 9 to 5 because it's a consistent income.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
It's consistent. People laugh at 9 to 5 because everyone's doing like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But don't underestimate some hard work. Like if you work really hard, climb up that ladder, a 9 to 5 can bless you in other things and it can give you money to do what you want to do. I'm going to keep my 9 to 5.
Keep 9 to 5, okay. Should we keep that one? Okay, this one. I know you're a woman of God. Working on a Sunday. Shift or keep?
I would shift.
Why?
Shift means to change it. I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't work on a Sunday because I feel like this is just my opinion. I'm not judging anyone who works on a Sunday. Everybody has a different schedule. Sundays for me are a day of rest. And you've got to find your rest. And I think sometimes when you work really hard, you forget your priorities, like your family matters. Like if you're not a person of faith, Sunday is just another day. But I think you need to find a day that of rest. Like it's important to have a day where you don't go to work, where you're not thinking about money, you're thinking about spending time with your family, spending time with people you care about. It's an important mindset. Whether you're a religious person or not, it's important to rest. Not every day working. I know I love $1 too, but yeah.
Okay, good one. Okay, this one. Dressing for style or dressing for comfort? Shift or keep?
I would say shift, because I believe you should. Comfort, who cares about comfort? Hello? I'm so sorry. Because you will never catch me. I was saying this to a friend. I was like, I even have sweatpants. I don't own sweatpants, and I don't intend to. You will not catch me in that. I'm wearing my linen pants. I genuinely believe when you look good, you feel good. But that's my dad as well. Like, I hate to say it. My dad, if he comes home, and my dad is like, he works a hard manual labor job, but he'll come home, shower, sit in his nice clothes. We don't play about looking dirty in the house. You must look nice at all times. But you can't catch me at home. Sometimes I do look rubbish. But if I'm outside, I try to look nice. Present the way you want people to see you.
Okay. So now, last question. Quiet time with God or quiet time with your mate? Shift or keep?
Shift. I have to have time with God because, to be honest, I don't really have a lot of friends. Like I would say, people can call me their friends, but I'm very mindful of the people I call my friends. So I need that time with God, because every time I don't have time with God, I feel like I'm off, because I'm not being kind to people around me. I'm letting the world stress me. God is my peace, and it's like a, like your little cable. I'm gonna get charged. I'm gonna get charged. I'm gonna get connected to God, and everything else will make sense. Connected to God. And shout out to my friends, my 3 little friends.
Nah. What an episode. Nah, man. We know each other, but spending this time with you make it more.
I hope he doesn't think I'm crazy now. He's like, I never think again.
No, like before this, like we have like 5 minutes conversation. Hey, hi, like but today was a solid one. God planned it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Now I appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for the advice. Thanks for you opening up. I know like there's a kid watching us from a different part of the world. They will take from your journey and try to develop themselves.
Yeah.
Because like in my channel, I always say like no matter you want to do in life, if you believe, if you put your mind into it, you will achieve it.
You can.
So don't give up. Don't say, because of Mr. A, Mr. B. Just put your mind into it, then leave the rest to God. So He'll make a way.
Yes.
Yeah. But before I let you go, before I round up, this Beyond the Shift.
Yeah.
For you, everything you've been through, women of faith, the journey you've been through, what Beyond the Shift means to you, if you have to put it in?
Beyond the shift.
Yeah.
I think when people talk about shifting, it means like you're constantly having to change. I'd say for me, I've had a lot of changes in my life. I'm like, okay, I have to shift here. But I think while you're shifting, you have to have something that's consistent, something that holds you. I believe in foundation. And for me, I would say God is that foundation for me. So regardless of what job I shift to, what life happens, I have to always remember there's a foundation. Changes will happen. And I hate to say it because I sound so elderly, but problems will happen, life will happen. But you gotta have something that anchors you. And in that shift, like beyond that shift, like who you are above all those changes is important. Like who's keeping you ahead, And I would say that's what I would think when I come thinking about beyond the shift. Is like beyond those changes, who is Hariette? Like who is she? Who am I? What do I represent? Who do I represent? And I think if I can always remember that I'm created to do more things in spite of all the problems that go around me, I think I'll be in a good place. So that's what would be for me.
Wow, what a good one. Nah, man, sister, thank you. Thanks for dropping by. Man, guys, as you all know, I always say, like, open up to someone next to you. Whatever challenge you go through in life, it's just a storm. It's gonna pass. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Whenever I upload, you get notified. Until next time, I'm Eric. This is Beyond the Shift. Peace out. Thank you.